Hey there, Survivors. Cougar here, and about a month ago we looked at a new game. It was a pre-beta playtest for a game called Prologue Go Wayback. The game is now out in early access. You actually have to pay money for it now, and it's in slightly better shape than it was during the beta playtest. Still not It's still really early access, still very bare bones. Let's grab that map. So we just grabbed let's take a look at what we've got. We start with this starter backpack. It only holds a few things. Basic sweater, we've got basic pants, some basic shoes, non-insulated, some basic socks. We've just picked up a compass, matchbook. I'm going to put my oil lamp in 3, flashlight. That's a hand crank flashlight, so you'll never run out of energy for that. You don't need batteries. But as far as I can tell, batteries and electricity and stuff is not in the game yet. It will be a concern later. Like right now, at this starter base, there is a generator running out there. So we have electric light in here. But most of the places that we visit will not, the other houses that we're going to find, will not have the generator fueled or running. We are going to, that looks like a jacket, right? Inspect. That is a basic jacket. So we'll pick that up. That should automatically equip. Yes, okay. So now we have a basic jacket. There's a bunch of fire making equipment here. It's not really worth picking that up at the start with your basic backpack because you don't have that much room to hold it, and you're probably going to find some as you go along, like at the places that you go to. Again, with this pot, we can cook stuff in the pot right now, but we're not going to just now. To cook in the pot, that's just the wind slamming one of the shutters. Hold to open the pot, and then you would put all right, we'll go ahead and eat. Well, I'm not gonna waste food just to show you. You drag the can into the cooking pot and then let it cook, and then you're going. And that slamming shutter is bothering me, so I'm gonna go lock it down. Oh. There are no shutters out here. There's a slamming shutter somewhere that's making a lot of noise. It looks like it's getting dark. There is no way to tell the time of day in the game right now, which is kind of a problem. And it looks like there's a storm kicking up. That's what we're hearing. We're hearing this building kind of slowly disintegrating as it's falling apart. Let's bring up our little lamp here. Radio we're not going to need. I don't think there's going to be anything in any of these. No. Books we're not going to need. Anything in the fridge? No. All right, I guess we're just going to head on out of here. I think we've gotten everything that we're going to need. There's some... I've got... we don't have enough room to pick up that bag of chips. Maybe I'll just eat those. Yeah, let's just eat those, fill up our tummy. That'll take away a little bit of water. But I think we got everything. I'm playing with the graphics settings on low at this point. I'm kind of having to because my system is not able to... It's totally unoptimized, obviously, because this is day one of early access. So the graphics are really pretty, but they're very demanding as well. So, I should have looked at the map while we were in there. We can look at it now, except we're out in the rain, so we're going to be getting wet. But map-wise, it shows you where you start, and there's a checkbox on the starting screen to show you where you're trying to head. We basically want to be heading south. It looks like we will encounter another house directly south, and that is the way to take us to the river. And water is an issue at this point in the game too. I went the wrong way right off the bat. And we're out in the rain, which is stupid. We're going to be getting really cold if we stay out here in the rain. We may have to sit here and wait this out, because this is hail too. You can see that the weather effects are great. So it's hailing right now. I think we should just stay inside and wait this out. And take a very close look around here. Make sure we didn't miss anything. as long as we just have to kill time here. Hit 5 to put anything away, to holster whatever's in your hand. This is, so you can actually use this. You can take this and use it, but it's not helpful. It's if you want to listen to music as you explore. Yeah. Well, okay. So those are some shutters that we're banging. Close those up. Keep it a little bit warmer in here. So eventually you're going to have to find fuel to refuel these generators, and then you're going to have to find fuses to keep the fuse box, to get the fuse box here up and running. But that is not in the game yet. So right now, I mean, you should probably just start a fire to kill some time, but it looks like maybe the rain is going to be letting up. It's getting very bright in here, so the sun might be coming out soon. But in the meantime, let's just have a closer look at the map then, I guess, while we're waiting to see if this rain stops. So we started out down here in the lower left-hand corner. We're heading south to get to the water, and then we can follow the river north out of there. Okay, good. It's getting better. It's getting calmer. We're good. Let's go. So we're heading south out of here to get to the river. Yeah, so until we find a water bottle, we're not going to be able to collect any water, but we can drink right out of the river. So we're going to head south. We're going to hope to find another building that we can loot, maybe find a water bottle in this other building. We're also going to be looking for better clothing, and if we find another map in one of these buildings, it will show us at that point where we are on the map. Otherwise, there's no way to tell where you are on the map other than just being able to read a map. It's very bright right now because we're getting reflection off of the hailstones that fell and collected. There should be another building right in front of us if we continue heading south here. But in the woods, it can be hard to tell where exactly it is. We could walk right by it, you know. And the distances from the map are deceiving. It's a big map. So we may have to walk for a while before we see this building. If we hit the river, we'll know that we've gone too far and we passed the building. Which is not the end of the world. We can find more buildings. This looks like mud, which we want to stay out of if possible, because that's going to slow us way down. Yeah, let's see if we can get around this big muddy patch here. Is it mud? It is. It is. Whoop. See, that slowed us way down. Let's try to go around this. With the early access release, the devs did release a roadmap. You can find that on the Steam page. I'll link to it down in the description here. But the roadmap is pretty vague, to be honest. It doesn't really tell you specifically what they're going to be adding. They're just like, adding more mechanics for survival and exploration. Okay, well, what mechanics? What does that mean? As I said, I've got all the graphics set to low here because otherwise it's very choppy for me on my system. But even with everything set to low, I think it's still pretty. I mean, for me, who's used to playing the Long Dark, which is stylized, and it's very pretty in its own way, but it's a lot less realistic looking than this. I think it looks great. I know it feels like we've been walking a long time, but we really haven't in terms of how big the map is. I think we should just keep heading south until we hit the river. Our temperature is fine. We're at 34.2 degrees centigrade or Celsius, which is above freezing, so we're fine. We're not wet. We still have only basic clothing, but hopefully we can remedy that soon, as soon as we find another house. It feels like the gamma is really high, but that's not it. It's just the reflection of the snow, the ice that's on the ground here. It doesn't always look like this. It only looks like this after it snows. More mud. So with the release of the early access version, they added 2 new play modes. One is just pure survival. Like right now we have a destination. We're trying to get to a radio tower. And that's how you kind of win the game, is to get to the radio tower. But you can also just play pure survival. I think, is that the house in front of us? Yeah, that's a house. You can play pure survival where you just survive as long as you can. And that in that mode, everything is set to hard difficulty. So survival is pretty difficult. And then there's peaceful mode where you just survive. You just get to explore without having to worry about food and water and stuff. All right. Well, it's a nice bright day, so we shouldn't have to use... Hey, good. There's a map, so we don't really need it. I think the way to do this is I have to drop the map that I have and then pick this up. And then this map will show us. Yeah, so now we have an updated indicator of where we are. So you're here. We've headed a little farther west than I was anticipating, so there's another house to our northeast, and the river is directly south of us. That is a ferro rod and knife. Great. So now we can actually drop the matches, since those can get wet and then you can't use them, but the ferro rod and knife, I think, cannot get wet. And now we've got some food. We should check all the food, make sure that it's still in good shape. And why don't we eat as long as we're here? So the food can give you food, calories, and water, or it can remove water. So like something with a high sodium content, like dog food or Spam or something, will actually remove water. This sweet corn will give us both calories and water. So we'll go ahead and eat that. And we've got a crappy water bottle here, but that's not the water bottle that we want. So the beans are still in good shape. We'll take those. Sardines are in good shape. Those give us a little bit of water too. And the tuna's in good shape. Will not give us any water. Hey, some gloves. Great. These are waterproof gloves. Yeah, waterproof gloves, which provide no insulation, but they will keep us dry. And it's getting darkish. Smoked salmon gives us a little water and food. Hey, a bigger backpack right off the bat. That's great. Hold on, I'm going to switch to the... Yeah, that's a little easier to see. Okay, cool. So to take that backpack, I think we need to drop the one that we have on the ground, or right-click and drop. Pick that up and now open the one that we just dropped. So hold E to open and take everything out of that and transfer it into our rucksack. Is there a quick way to move? It just says left mouse button, move item. No? Okay. I don't know why we're flashing. Why is our light flashing like that? That's weird. Anyway, moving on. What else can we find? Those are also waterproof gloves. Second pair. Oh, that we don't need. I did not mean to pick those up. Drop. This was smoked salmon that I didn't mean to drop. Okay. I think that's the bathroom. Yeah. Nothing you can do in the bathroom. Check the kitchen. There's not going to be any food in here. Nah. We're a little wet already. And it is raining or hailing again. I'm going to close these. Stop it. I wanted to close the shutters. I'm having trouble reaching them. Just so they don't bang and startle me if they start blowing around and banging. It's going to be scary. Okay. All right, that goes outside. Yeah, outside. I guess we're spending the night here, folks. You cannot actually use beds yet, which is kind of disappointing, because that'd be a good way to pass time and just more immersive in general. That is an old soda can. I'm not going to drink that. That beans will take. Spam, which removes water. You can see that says 520 calories minus 0.5 liters of food, of water, excuse me. Kibble gives us a little food, a little water. Another kibble. All right, well, we're doing good on food. We've gotten lucky, and we found a pair of gloves. So this was a good visit here. Probably nothing upstairs. We'll take a look. Yeah, another bed that we can't use, and yeah, we are wet. I'm surprised. We weren't really out. What is wet? Our shoes are wet. Our shoes are soaked from walking through the wet grass and the snow and hail that was on the ground out there. So we could start a fire. Since we're going to be here all night and there's some fire making material here, we might as well start a fire. So F to put it under your arm, that kind of, prepares it to be used, and then R to place it in the fireplace. Paper and cardboard. Are there more? There are a couple of sticks in the fireplace already, but there's firewood out here, I think, right? Only a couple of pieces. No, 4 pieces, okay. And more kindling. That should burn for quite a while. Good. Now let's get our ferro rod in one of our slots. And bring that up. And strike it. There we go. So this will help us dry our feet out. Probably getting cold because our feet are wet. Whoa, easy fire, easy. Yeah, let's check our shoes here. Our shoes are drying out relatively quickly, but they're still 62% wet. Everything else is dry. We have no hat yet. Undershirt and underpants, I've never found any of those in game. I don't know if there are any in the game. But we should be able to find a better jacket, better shoes, maybe some better pants. I wish we could sit in the chairs. Hopefully at some point we're able to just sit in front of the fire in one of these comfy looking chairs. Because right now we just have to sit here and wait for the sun to come up or for us to dry out. We're getting nice and warm though. 35, 35 and a half centigrade, Celsius. Getting a bit hungry, getting a bit thirsty. Let's try to eat something that's not going to take away too much water. Beans, we'll add some water. Dog food, add a tiny bit of water when we eat it. Yeah, water's going to be our big concern here. I'm trying not to actually drink from... Well, we could drink from this right now since it's raining out. And then I think we can put it out in the rain. And it should collect water. Where to go? Take underarm, place. It's right at the bottom of the stairs. Whew. That's loud and wet. Probably got a bit wet out there. Yeah, our jacket's a little wet now. You can see we're dripping. Wow. Can't really see it, but we are. Okay, so our water bottle should refill out there. We're still a bit hungry. Sardines will give us a little water. Yeah, it's a good thing that food is pretty plentiful in these houses that you find because you burn calories like crazy. You have to eat like 10 of these cans of beans every day to stay fed. And there's no way to skip time at this point. I imagine eventually the beds will be usable. And like in the long dark, you can choose to either sleep or just pass time. Just climb under the covers and play solitaire for a while. Are we all dry now? We're all dry now. As long as the fire's going, though, I'm going to go out and get some more water. I didn't really notice. Did that give us anything? Is this collecting water or not? Yes, it is. Okay. But it only holds a little bit. So I'm going to keep drinking it. I'll keep checking in on that, drinking it. That helps. Yeah, so right now you don't have to keep any oil in the lantern. I imagine at some point you're going to have to keep this fueled up. Whoop, whoop, we're losing our fire. And as far as I've seen, the only way to get wood is to find it at houses. You can't like have a tool that you use to collect firewood or anything. Not that I've seen anyway. Wow. I'm glad we found this place when we did because it's nasty out there and it was pretty dark. I guess the sun is coming up now. It's hard to tell, and there's no way to tell what time of day it is that I've seen. Sounds like the rain is stopping, though. Let's go drink some more. Do you dry off if you're just in dryness? I guess so. None of these say wet. Well, the shoes were a little wet, but they're drying out. Okay, so you dry out quickly next to a fire, but you do dry out if you're just, you dry out slowly if you're just in dryness inside. I guess we got to stay on the move. I think we'll go northeast to that other house because we still need, yeah, it's just barely northeast to here. It's more east-northeast. But yeah, we need to find better clothing. I'm just reluctant to go out in the rain and get soaking wet, not knowing exactly where this house is. Probably that direction. Should we go for it, even though we're going to get wet? I don't know. It's still pretty dim out here. So as far as we walked from our first house to this house that we were just at, it's probably going to have to walk about the same distance to the next house. Maybe less. Yeah, less, I guess. But that means it's not going to be right over the, just over the hill here. It's going to be a ways away. We're probably going to be pretty damn wet when we get there, but there will be more fire-making material. And we have the ferro rod, so we don't have to worry about our matches getting wet. Well, mud would be a problem. I don't want to encounter a bunch of mud here. There's something. Oh, sorry. There's something right ahead of us. I don't think it would be the house yet. Oh, come on. Let me through. Let me through. No, too soon for the next house. So the way the devs have explained this, what they're doing here is they're building 3 separate sections of a game called Project Artemis as standalone games. And then they're going to merge them all into Project Artemis. So you can read more about that on the store page and on the forums and stuff. It makes me a little nervous. I really was just... This is a game that I have been waiting for a long time, which is kind of a more realistic-looking version of The Long Dark. The Long Dark has very realistic systems, but the graphics are stylized. Beautiful, but stylized. And something that is Long Darkish, but more immersive in terms of the way the graphics look would be ideal for me. There it is. So I hope that this continues to be developed as a standalone game, and they don't just at some point say, okay, we've got what we needed from this portion of our Project Artemis. So we'll abandon that. We'll stop working on Go Wayback and put all our efforts into Project Artemis. I don't know what Project Artemis is, so I want them to focus on this instead. We are going to be soaking wet in here, I'll bet. Let's go inside and check. Yeah, we're dripping water. Actually, we're not that wet. Our jacket is 61% wet. Our gloves are fine. Our trousers are 61. Shoes are 88% wet. We are going to have to start a fire here to dry out before we move on. But let's check to see. Maybe we'll find, better shoes, then we won't have to worry about drying out our shoes. Excellent. This is what we were looking for. One of the things we were looking for, which is a better water bottle. And the bottled soda, I don't think goes bad. The cans of soda you have to look out for. Those can go bad. All right, we'll take that. We have room. I'm not going to start the fire yet. Ooh, there's stuff in here. Radio. I think that's another radio. A cooking pot. A rotten apple. Let's not eat that. Get sick. Not unusual to find clothes in the refrigerators for some reason. So we will be checking refrigerators, even if we don't need food. Not a lot of goodies here. Oh, there's something in here. That is, a cooking pot that has clipped through an actual apple. We'll eat that. That's another jacket. It's the same jacket that we have, but it's dry versus the one that we're wearing, which is soaking wet. That is, underpants. Great, thermal underwear. Fantastic. They are in the game. Who knew? So we'll take those. Those should automatically equip. That is rotten spam. Another water bottle, which is great, because now in the rain, we can make sure that those stay filled. Let's drink we'll drink, that's empty. That's not. We'll drink all the water out of these, and then drop, and then F to put it under my arm, and then R to place it down. Now those should be collecting water for us. Right now, those are the only things that collect water, are actual water bottles, if you put them out in the rain. Like if I put this pot out in the rain, it would not collect water. Just kind of weird. Good, some food. That's an actual apple. We'll eat that. That's a rotten apple. Let's not eat that. That looks like spoiled beans. Tuna we'll take. All right, we checked all those. We checked here. All right, so what I need to do now is swap out this soaked jacket. Put on the dry one. And we're doing well on food, and we should be doing well on water too. This water bottle is full. I think we'll hold on to that for now. Let's go ahead and get a fire started so we can dry out here. We're not really going anywhere until it stops raining, I don't think. That looks like pretty heavy rain. Oops. So there's the fire starting material. Just need a little kindling and logs. Kindling. Oh. And logs. My underarm is full. Nope, not that. Nope, and not that either. Okay, get this fire going. Okay, that should help us dry out a bit. Is this log going to catch? Do I need to take that back and put it down again? Okay. We didn't look upstairs, but there's rarely, as far as I've seen, there's rarely anything up there. I don't think I've ever found anything up there. Not in this type of house. They're adding more house designs as part of the early access process that's on the roadmap. And I think that you're going to be able to, if not build your own house from scratch, at least modify these houses to a certain extent. Nothing better than sitting in front of a fire on a cold, wet day. I was talking about the roadmap and how it's all really vague. I mean, it doesn't mention animals anywhere. I assume that there'll be animals in here at some point. Maybe that you can hunt. It. I mean, some of the things that you read on the roadmap lead you to believe that that might be the case, but it never says it explicitly. All right, let's go ahead and eat something as long as we're here. We could heat something up. We could get that pot and then put some of the beans in it and put the pot on the fire and eat up warm beans, but we're already pretty warm. I don't think that we really need to go to the trouble of cooking this stuff. Oh, what the heck? We got nothing better to do. Let's do that. So I've got the pot under my arm. I'll put it down there. Looks like it's got something in it already. Oh, there was an apple in there. Maybe the rotten apple came along with it. This actually makes me nervous, because if that is a rotten apple and we eat this, it could make us sick. All right, well, I'll go ahead and eat it. All right, it was fine. All right, now let's eat some. Hold on. So I'll drag the beans into the cooking pot. And more beans into the cooking pot. Oh, no, you can only do one at a time? Okay. And see, if you monitor it with the inspect button, you see that it's burning off the water. It's warming up, but it's burning off the water, which we don't want. So let's go ahead and eat that. Which means, if you're worried about your water, I don't really see that there's any benefit to cooking anything at this point. You just want to be eating everything cold. All right, we're pretty full now. Spam. Oh, and our water bottles out here are probably very full. Inspect. Yeah, these are full. So I'll just drink out of these as much as we can and let them sit there and fill up more. Well, we've been a little unlucky in terms of the weather. Just in terms of the making a video, because we've kind of been forced to just stay inside for a couple of days because we've had bad weather. But that's just the luck of the draw. I've played games, run-throughs on this where it hasn't rained for days and days and days. And you can cover a lot of territory in the good weather, but it can make it hard to stay hydrated. Because beyond those water bottles that we're filling with rain right now, the only other way to get water is from the river. All right, looks like this fire is burning down. Let's have another look at our map. So we are at this next house. It's right under the first E in here. So I guess we're going to go directly south to the river and then follow the river northeast and then north. I'm not sure how we get up onto the plateau there. We may have to look for a way. And getting across the river is going to be a problem too, because later on, there are going to be, like when it's cold out, the water is going to freeze over and you're going to be able to cross without getting wet. But right now, we're going to have to wait for a nice day and have a destination in mind where we can go and dry out if we jump in that river to get across it. So I guess we'll go straight south out of here, and if we cross the river directly south of here, there should be another house directly south of that. And then we can kind of hopscotch up through the next two houses to the east-northeast that looks like it might lead to a little draw up onto the plateau where the radio tower is. Yeah, we're kind of trapped here by the rain, guys. We've been trapped here all day and it's still raining. I don't know what to tell you. It'd be nice if we could, if this fire lasted a little longer. But I think we're just going to have to sit here in the dark until the rain stops. Which is probably going to be really boring, so I'll pick this up when we're ready to move out again. See you in a bit. Well, the rain is letting up, but I think it's the middle of the night-ish now. I don't know. I have no idea what time of day it is. This is a problem. I mean, when you're trying to survive, it's really important to be able to tell what time of day it is. Okay. I guess it's morning, maybe? I don't know. But we'll pick up our water bottles and head out of here. We're going directly south. That way. There's mud out there, but I think we can get around it. Oh! There are gatherable plants, which I've not really been on the lookout for because we've been able to find so much prepared food in the houses. But yeah, you can find carrots and mushrooms and stuff, and that's one of the things that's on the roadmap is expanding the cooking system. I don't know is it morning and we've just got a big cloud over us, or is it getting dark? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, wait a minute. Something just popped up here. So here's one of the plants, I guess. Some kind of berries there. Blackberries. Tasty blackberries. Okay, let's eat them. Great. Nice. Lots of them. They did not give us much food or water. Just look at the food and water readout up there. I eat this and nothing happens. So maybe that's not even in the game yet. Well, I gotta double check my direction of travel here, south. Okay. And we may have come out here at nightfall. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, folks. I think we should turn around and head back because it does get very dark at night. And we could walk right past a house, like within 15 meters of a house, and never see it. In fact, it's going to be hard to find our original house, even though we know exactly where we just came from. It's going to be hard to find the house that we just left. If we had a fire still burning there, it would not be that hard. It would actually be relatively easy to find. But with no fire burning and no sky visible, no moonlight, on a moonlit night you can see pretty well, but it's a cloudy, overcast night with no moon, so we may not find this house at all. And I would say, in which case, we should just push on back south and try to get to the river. But again, once we jump in that river, we're going to be soaking wet. And we're going to need to find a way to dry out and warm up immediately, which we're not going to be able to do in the darkness. I have a feeling we're going to miss this house. I don't think we're past it yet, but we're getting close. Should be getting close. See, we could be looking right at this house and not seeing it. Let's try the flashlight. Flashlight. Oh, recharge? Do I have to recharge it? I gotta pump it. That's not really helping much more than the lantern did. That noises me recharging the hand pump on the flashlight. Oh boy. This is dangerous. Thankfully, it's not that cold out. I mean, if we were in the middle of a blizzard, we would probably not survive this. Oh gosh, the ground here is so broken and strewn with debris. Yeah, we're never gonna find this house, guys. I'm gonna go a little bit farther back north. Maybe we can. That way's north. Oh, that's our flashlight blinking because it's running out of charge. Come on. Oh. Sorry, I was pushing the wrong button. We don't have any fire-making material, but it's fine. We're pretty warm. It's a nice warm night. And we've got food and water on us. Oh, mud. Oh, get out of the mud. Oy, oy, oy. We may have gone too far. I don't know, man. We could be standing right next to this house and not seeing it. But I think the sun's starting to come up. In which case, we'll just turn right around and head back south. Because when we hit the river, we'll know exactly where we are. Oh, let's do a compass check. Make sure we are going south. I can't see. How do I turn off the flashlight? Wait a minute. Okay, back south. All right, well, the sun's coming up. Maybe we can see the house. Nope. Doesn't really matter now anyway, except that we want to stay out of that. How How did we get through that mud without... Must have gone around it. Ah, no. Ugh. We need food and water. We're going to have to stop at some point and eat. Well, I would definitely prefer to be in shelter for that. Although we're still really warm, 37 degrees. I don't know if that's residual warmth from the fire or that it's just a nice warm day. Oh, this terrain's a mess. Not where I would choose to traverse if I could avoid it. Oh, this isn't too bad. We're starting to get a little hungry and thirsty here. I think we should stop and have breakfast. We don't have that much food. Tuna, tuna, tuna. And drink a bunch of water. Is that all? That's all this flask replenishes? Is that much water? Yay, yay, yay. We need that river. We're definitely gonna need that river. Oh, mud. The good news is we really can't miss it if we just keep heading south. Probably getting wet walking through all these wet leaves and stuff, but it's not making us cold. It must just be a nice warm day. I guess I should have just done what you should actually do in a survival situation, which is stay put. Wandering off trying to find a blacked out house in the middle of the night, and we end up wasting calories, and now it's starting to snow. Shoot. At least we found these gloves and the long underwear. Oh no. Oh, it's going to start to rain or snow or sleet or something. There's something over here. Just some little outhouse. It is, it's an outhouse. What is this doing here? Oh, we could build a fire. We don't really need a fire right now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave all that stuff and hope to find an actual house at some point. There's the river. Okay. Could this actually give us a hint as to where we are on the river, because it kind of widens out here and there are a couple of islands? Let's have a look. No, we're not going to get that zoomed in. Well, maybe. Yeah, I think we need to just cross and hope to find another house over there up to the northeast. Just cross and go northeast, I guess. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're going to get soaking wet. Let's cross up here at this island. Maybe we won't spend quite as much time in the water. It looks like it narrows up there. This is pretty wide right here with this island. I think we'll continue north a bit. I don't know. Maybe we should... We'll cross at that little rocky island there. And hope to get lucky in finding another house to dry out in. Alright, here we go. I know, it's cold, I know. And this is all mud. Ugh. This is pretty steep. This didn't look that steep from the other side. Are we going to be able to get out? Come on, let me up. Okay. Whew. Oh boy, now what? Now we freeze to death is now what? Now do we feel lucky, guys? Because that's the only way we're going to find shelter here. I have no idea where we are. Come on, show me the compass. Come on, there you go. All right. Quick look at the map. Come on. Okay. So there are little islands all throughout that river. There's no way to tell. I guess we just keep pushing east. Keep pushing east, I guess. Starting to shiver. Probably gonna freeze to death here, folks. So I think eventually... Oh, there's something up there. Oh my god, a house. We're saved. Oh, we're saved. Oh, getting sick now. Let's grab some firewood before we go in. Oh, we're dying. We're dying. We're freezing to death. Put this on. Grab the paper out of here. A couple of paper. We gotta switch to our ferro rod. Come on. Come on. Come on. The ferro rod does not get wet, right? Oh, thank God. All right, guys. Well, a narrow escape from death seems like a good place to call it an episode. When we come back, we'll explore this after we warm up a bit. We'll explore this cabin and try to figure out where to go from here. But we didn't die. We didn't die. We're drying out. We're warming up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe, survivors.